Hi everybody, Brett from Strategies Gaming here, back with part 2 of our Arma 3 modding tutorial series. This time around I'm going to teach you how to add a little bit on to the soldiers we made in the last episode. So without further ado, let's grab the files we're going to use today. So we're going to go back into our Arma 3 local files, into the add-ons, and this time we're looking for characters F. Last time we grabbed characters F beta, this time we just want this one here. So let's extract it. And that should be done any second. Any second. There. Okay. Then we'll grab the folder and let's cut and paste this to our desktop. Go ahead and leave this open. We are going to be using it again. Just minimize it and move it out of your way for now. Okay. And what we're looking for is in blue 4. The equipment here is going to be the vests, the different vests we're going to use. And then the headgear is going to be the helmets we're going to use. And then inside data, we've got the textures. Again, we've got the equipment, which is actually going to be the helmets this time around. The normal maps for those helmets. And then the vests down here. And there's actually a couple different variants of the vests. Some that actually aren't being used in the game currently, like this one. Okay, and the normal map. So I've got a couple of templates built up here that I'll post for you guys. Here's the vest one. So as you can see, we're only going to be retexturing with camouflage the little bits in between the molly straps, and then a couple of places on the mag pouches and things like that. I've also got a desert variant in here for you guys, so feel free to use those. It looks like they are missing little bits, but if you layer them on top it shouldn't matter. There we go. Okay, so we're going to need the normal map. So let's open that up, save it as a PNG, and that'll take a bit to convert. Then we'll cut that and let's drop it back into our template. And we'll move it down below here. Now it looks like it's not centered again, so we're going to want to grab this and move it back to the middle. And once again, it's not going to cooperate. Well, in that case, well, in that case, we'll do what we did last time, and we'll move it in there from another GIMP file. There. And then we'll move it back down. And same thing we did last time. We're going to desaturate this. We are going to darken it all the way to -80, up the contrast to 60, and then leave it there for our camouflage. So I'm going to grab the same one that we used last time. We'll add that in. And once again, I'm going to scale this up quite a bit. We'll see. I may as well just have it cover the whole thing. That should be enough. And then we'll move it down here. One too many. There we go. Now you can see the camouflage added into all these little places here. Like I was talking about in the last episode, with camouflage, especially on vests and helmets, less is usually going to be more for you. You can see having like the border around the mag pouch and things like that accent the camouflage really nicely. And so once again, we're going to go to Layer, Transparency, and Color Alpha. And we'll find that nice mid gray tone and hit OK. And now we can see the texture through our camouflage, and we just need to go back to here and adjust the brightness. And so we will up that to maybe right about there. I kind of like that. Somewhere around 80. And so there you have it. Now you've got a simple vest with camouflage on it. I've got the American flag here in the IR variant if you want to add that. I'll make sure that's over the American flag. It's already there. And obviously you can replace that, delete it, whatever you like. One of the vest variants we're going to be using will also be showing this carry patch. So you may want to change that as well. I'll show you where that shows up later. But for now, let's go ahead and save our vest template and export it to the desktop. And that will take a bit. Okay. And we won't be needing that anymore, or this. Actually, we will be needing that. Well, before we do anything else, let's grab this and turn it into a PAA. So we're going to open it up in TextView 2 again. File, save as, .PAA. Okay, and then we are done with that. I'll drop this in the tutorial file that I'm going to post for you guys. And then we've got our vest template here. I'm going to rename it to custom_vest_co. And then we're going to cut it, go into our custom uniform file that we made last time and convert it to a PBO, go into data and add this to the uniform texture we made. And that's all we're going to do with the vest for now. So we can minimize this. Let me open up the vest template file one more time so I can just copy and paste the camouflage over to the helmet. And you can see the normal map on here isn't going to be the same one in here. This texture is what's in the game. There's kind of like a bumpy plain helmet. This normal map here is from, I believe it's SBE US Army, the mod on Armaholic, and this kind of has like a covered cloth look to it. And so I'm going to do this one. I'll include this one in the files. If you would rather have this one, just do what we did with the vest. Turn this into a PNG, drop it in here, and repeat all the other steps. So let us grab this camouflage and we'll move it here, and then we can get this out of our way. And so because I copied and pasted that over, you can see it's already been made semi-transparent. So we're going to move it down just above that. And we're actually going to want to erase some of this because as you can see, it's showing through on this a little bit. So we'll go to like 100 maybe. That looks okay. And we'll get rid of this. There. And I've cut out just about all these little parts for you. So this is separate if you want to recolor this to like a tan or a brown or a black. Same with the little cutouts in the cover there, the Velcro, and this plastic bit. So if you want to recolor those, just select that one, color. You can go to hue saturation and just tweak it a little bit. And then you can do the saturation, the lightness, things like that. But they're all cut out for you, so it should be pretty quick to do. And so I'm going to balance the colors on this really quickly and get this to somewhere where I like it. I think that looks okay right there. And now if this were a mod I was going to publish on Armaholic or the Steam Workshop, I would actually go and do 3 separate pieces of camouflage for this along the seams here. So I would have this piece, then the center piece here, and then another piece up here, so that you could actually see where the camouflage meets and it doesn't just carry right over it. But for this I'm just going to leave it as is. One thing we do need to do though is go back and do the cartoon filter that we did on the last one. And so I'm going to do it at like 3 this time around. And that's a little bit more than I think I want. So let's try it again at maybe 2. And maybe I'll cut that in half. That's still pretty dark, but I think it's okay. We'll see how it looks in game. So let's save this. And then we will export this as well. And that's going to take some time. Okay, then we can get this out of our way. Let's take this and turn it into a PAA. And one thing I forgot to mention, the green texture on this helmet here, I have cut out as a separate layer for you as well, so if you want to change that, or I don't know if you want to leave the camouflage there and get rid of this, you could do that as well. I just want to show you 2 distinct helmets from the same texture, and I'll show you which one's which and how that works. So that's done. Let's take this now and rename it to, we'll call it Custom Helmet CO. This will go in the tutorial files. This will get cut and pasted into the data folder of this with our vest and our uniform. And now let's go look at our, oops, didn't mean to close that. Let's look at our config now. And so you can see I've already added 2 helmet configs in here for you guys. This one will be the Special Forces variant of the ECH, and then this is going to be the ECH Lite. And so I'll show you which 2 those are in the game. They're going to use the same texture, so you can post the exact same hidden selection here and it shouldn't matter. And I've already got these written out too, so if you use the same naming conventions as me, they're already in there. And obviously the display names can be changed to whatever you like. So those are ready to go. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a couple more of these. I'm just going to copy and paste this, and I want to grab the whole thing. And then right underneath, we're just going to add 2 more. And I'm going to go back into Characters F, Blue 4, and we want Equipment B Vest 02 right here. And we want Let's see, it's not going to be in this one, it doesn't look like. But I will have it here. I want equip B vest carry. And I'm going to add that to the last one. And actually I need to make sure that these match. So this needs to be 2 as well. Okay. And so here we've got 3 different vests, 1 texture, and I'll show you how that 1 texture gives us 3 different vest variants to choose from. That'll all look distinct but have the same camouflage pattern and everything on them. So let's save this. And before I forget, I've also added another little bit to this. This little thing here is for a custom patch. I've already got one in there. It's my YouTube logo made into a patch. And so you would want to replace this here. I've got it in the UI folder, custom patch. It's just a little like red patch with the Spartan lambda on it. So I think we're about done there. Let's close this and we will pack this back into a PBO. Then we're going to cut this, go back into our add-ons folder, up to the custom uniform folder we made last time, add-ons, and then we will paste and replace the old one. So now let's launch Arma 3 and see if that worked. Got my custom uniform thing set up, so let's launch. By the way, if there are any errors in your config, it should catch it just like this, because I assume I forgot to define different class names for those vests. And let's see. Yes, I did. So we're going to call this custom vest 2, custom vest 3, and change the first one to custom vest 1. And I don't think we're going to need to change anything else. No. Okay. So let's fix this. Again, if you plan on doing a lot of these, PBO Manager really helps. So let's try this one more time. Looks good so far. That won't pop up every error that you might have made. It will only catch errors in your configure. If you've got files that are missing from, say, the file directory you gave, it won't necessarily catch anything like that. But if, for example, you did something I did where you define 3 different items as the same class name, it should catch that stuff. And so as soon as this loads up, we're going to jump into the virtual arsenal. And everything we just made should pop up here. Okay, let's clear some of this gear off so we can see. We'll get rid of the launcher. And let's hide the NVGs too. Okay, so we'll start from the top down. Let's grab the helmet. This is the ECH Lite. This Special Forces helmet looks sort of like the ProTech helmets. So there's that. You can see it's got the IR flag here. And then the green, you can kind of see the black speckle from the cartoon filter. And then the Special Forces variant here. And you can see just using that normal map in the texture didn't actually change anything. In the next episode, I'm going to show you guys how to do custom RV mats which will actually add a cloth texture to this and make the seams slightly 3D. So that'll be in the next episode, and I'll do a uniform one as well. We'll take this, we'll take the uniform that we made last time, and we'll add the knee pads from the Blue 4. So we'll take this thing and we'll add knee pads like this or something to the knees, and I'll show you guys how that works. So we've got our uniform. Let's try the vest. So this is the first one with the hydration pack on the back. And you can see it's got the camouflage across the pockets here. Again, if I was going to publish this, I'd probably go back and scale this down a little bit. It's slightly bigger and more stretched than, well, no, it's pretty close to what's on the uniform. And you can see it poking through there, and then on the back, obviously. Then we've got this vest, which has got the belt around it, and you can see the camouflage wraps around that as well. And then real obvious on the back there. And then, oh, here's our IR flag. And then we've got the, ooh, that one didn't show. So let's go see what happened with that one. Oh, one more thing before I forget. Let's try our custom patch. You can see added to the list here, and it shows up nicely. When you're making these, I would recommend finding like a blank patch, a picture of a blank patch online, and using that. Or if you're better in GIMP, try to give it a 3D look, because if you use something flat, just a flat image, this isn't going to add any depth to it. So it's just going to look like a sticker or something. You can see on these, they're still flat, but they've gone and really added like an emboss filter to it to make it look 3D at least. Okay, so let's go see what happened with our other vest. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. Let's actually change these. This one is going to be plate carrier. This will be plate carrier light. And this is going to be plate carrier, I'll call it carry. And you'll see why. Carry, FSB carry. So I'm dumb. I totally forgot that the carry vest was not in characters F. It's actually in characters EPA. And I forgot to add that to the file directory here. And that's why it wasn't showing up. And I just added an E there that I didn't want. But it actually worked out because I forgot to show you guys something that I wanted to. And that's how to apply these vests and helmets to the units in the editor. And so what we're going to want to do is up in here where it says linked items and linked respawn link items, we're going to put, we'll do the helmets first, custom helmet 1, and we're using the class names here, not display names. And I'll do the first two guys the same helmet, and we'll put the ECH light on the third guy. So right here we're going to add some quotations, and this isn't going to let me add just one there, so I'll have to do the comma first. And custom helmet 1, let's copy this, and then we'll paste it here, and same thing here, and one more time. But this one we're going to change to custom helmet 2. So now when we place these 3 units in the editor, they're going to spawn with those helmets. And then we'll do the same thing with the vests. Let's grab this. Oops, that's the uniform. Let's grab this. And we'll do 1 vest on each since we've got 3 vests. So we'll put another comma, some more quotes, drop that there, and then copy and paste all this, add it here. And it goes without saying, but the linked items and the respawn linked items should match, unless there's something that you want the unit to lose when he dies, or in some cases respawns if you're using like a respawn script. I don't know why you'd want to, but if you do, that's how you do it. And one more time. Okay, so let's save this, repack this into a PBO, and we'll drop this in here. And let's try that out. And once we check them out in the virtual arsenal, we'll go into the editor and see if that second part worked. Taking forever. There we go. Any day now. There we go. And let's get some of this out of the way so we'll be able to see the vest. And we want that one. You can see it's actually spawning now. Let's move that gun. And now you can see we've got our third vest variant. This one looks a lot like the other vest. I believe it's that one. It just doesn't have this lower rig, so there's no hydration pack or anything. Other than that, they're the exact same, with the exception of the carry name tape right here. And so if I'm doing this this vest for a mod, I usually put like the faction name or something here. So if this was for like a US Army reskin, I would do like US Army name tape there. Or I suppose if you were doing it for like a clan of like 5 dudes, you could do each player's name there or something. Although I mean that would be a lot of work for such a tiny little detail, but you could do it if you wanted to. You can see camos applied to the back, all that good stuff. So let's go check these out in the editor now. And if everything is working correctly, we should have our 3 original units all equipped slightly differently. So let's put down one of each. And let's take a look. Okay, so here we go. You can see they've all got vests and helmets now. You can see the camo gets pretty washed out in the actual lighting. Just like in the previous video, we were looking at the camo. So if you don't like it looking washed out like that, you could go back and up the... You would probably need to up the saturation and the brightness and contrast. But I'm pretty okay with it, especially if you look at the darker side in the shadow. It tends to show up a little bit better. There's our helmet. And here's this guy with the other helmet variant. And the carry vest. And here is the final guy with the plate carrier light. Okay, so one more thing I want to show you guys while I'm in the editor. In order to apply weapons to these guys without having to add them individually, you can do the exact same we just exact same thing we just did. But you will need the class names for the weapons, and you'll find them in here if you go to Config Viewer. And then I've got these bookmarked already. You can find them in this list, but you want to go to Config Weapons. And then if you scroll down, it'll show you all the class names of the weapons and the variants with sights and things like that. So let's add add like TRGs to them maybe. We'll do TRGs with the ACO and a flashlight. So let's copy this, and I will jump out, put these back in. Actually no, I'll show you because they do go in the different slot. So let's hop out. And obviously you would need to do the same thing with magazines as well. So I'll show you where those go. Weapons, right here. That's pretty intuitive, I would imagine. And then respawn weapons, obviously we need that as well. And so we'll do that for all three. And what I should have done is gotten the class name for the magazines so that I could put them in here and show you guys as well. But I didn't. Let me see if I have a magazine that'll work in one of these. No, these are all using 6.8 millimeter. But you can see from this is my mod that I'm working on. In the magazines, you just add the class name. And you have to do it once for every single magazine you want to add. So if you want 10 5.56 magazines for this, I think the TRG takes 5.56. You would need 10 to copy and paste it 10 times, just like the 2 grenades here. So let's save that. We'll jump in one more time, just so you can see that the guns are there. And we want this one. Okay, one more time. I'm not sure if the launcher is what's making my startup take so long. Well, I mean, obviously this little part here is taking longer because of the add-ons, but I'm not sure why it takes so long to boot up. It doesn't normally. So let's wait for this. And any second now, we'll hop back in the editor. Wow. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to put one of each down instead of 3 AI guys. And I think that's the other one. Yeah. So now we should all have TRGs with the, I think it said the ACO site, I honestly don't remember. And then I think we had flashlights as well. Cannot open, that's interesting. It was working last time. But it looks like it worked okay. I don't know why it said that. Yeah, the vest seems to be working fine. But you can see there he's got... It won't let me raise my weapon so I can zoom in, but you can see he's got the sight and the flashlight on there. So does he. And so do I. Okay, so I believe that's it for today. We looked at how to add, well, how to retexture helmets and vests, and then how to implement them onto our characters. We also did weapons and weapon attachments. Next time we're going to cover RV mats, how to add how to apply normal maps to your helmets and uniforms and things. So the helmet I'm wearing, the helmet he's wearing, we're going to look at how to add a cloth texture on there to accent the camouflage. And we're going to try to put some knee pads, some integrated knee pads onto our pants. So I hope this helps, guys. Good luck with your modding, and thanks for watching.